everyone, it's Mrs. G here, and I am going to show you how to make snowflakes today. Snowflakes are really fun to make, and once you learn how, you're going to want to make a lot of them. The best kind of paper to use for snowflakes is a thin paper. So here I'm using a paper from the photocopier, from a computer printer. This is the best kind of paper to use. If you are looking in your art envelope, you might not find any of this. Second graders I think have it, but first, third, and fourth might have only thicker drawing paper. So if you can get your hands on some thin paper, it'll work out better for you. The other supplies you're going to need are a good pair of scissors and a pencil. The first thing that we need to do is get our paper into a square. So right now it's a rectangle. What we want to do is take one of the corners and fold it upward like this. And when I'm folding, I always want to line up my edges to make sure that it's as straight as possible. And when I feel like I've got it right, I hold it down. And I want to hold it so that it's not going to move. And then I always crease it in the center first, and then I crease it up and crease it down. Now, if your fold's not perfect, it's okay. This is the strip here that I'm going to cut off so my paper will be a square. So I'm just going to trim that off. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, I've trimmed that off, and now I have my square. Now we're going to do a little bit more folding. So the first thing that I want to do before I fold is draw a half circle as big as I can on this triangle. You might find something to trace, like the lid of a can or a plate. I'm just going to draw a half circle the best I can. I'm going to start at the top so I kind of know how big I can make it with kind of a nice rainbow line. I'm going to make it come down like that. Now again, your half circle doesn't have to be perfect. That's why you can just draw it. But if you want to stop the video and find something to trace, that is okay. So now I'm going to cut my half circle. Okay, get rid of the scrap. Now we're going to do some folding. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold this half circle in half. So I'm going to hold it like this. My fingers are on top, my thumbs are on the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and fold it. Really, I want these two edges to be straight. Okay. And once I know they're straight, I'm going to hold that steady with my other hand, and with this hand, I'm going to crease it this way. So I want my creases to be pretty tight so that my folds are easy. All right, the last thing I'm going to do is fold it in half one more time, and it's going to make kind of a cone shape. So I'm going to fold this folded edge to that folded edge. What I want to do is really make sure the point of my fold stays really pointy. So I'm going to line up my edges again. Once I feel like it's perfect, as good as it can get, I'm going to hold it down, and with my other finger I'm going to crease it up and down. All right, now I have my cone, and I'm ready to draw my snowflake designs on there. So what your snowflake has to have is it has to have a cutout in the middle for it to have its 6 points. So what I like to do is on one side, I like to have kind of maybe a zigzaggy type line, and it has to stop somewhere in the middle. It can't go down that far. You'll cut your snowflake apart. And on this side, I like to have some sort of rounded or wavy line, but you can choose what you want. And they should meet in the middle. And the line that you draw shouldn't be close to your edges, because if it is, your snowflake might fall apart when you cut it. So go ahead and put an X right in the middle. That will remind you that's going to get cut away. Now I want to draw a few little cutouts on the sides here to make my snowflake more interesting. So what you can do is you can cut out like little shapes along the side edge, but they can't be too close to this line, or else you might cut your snowflake apart. You don't have to mimic the shape that's on your line. For example, I could have a different type of shape there. On this side, I'm going to mimic that, but here I'll make a circle, half circle. And I'm putting X's inside there so I know I'm cutting them out. Now, here at the point, you can leave it blank or you can cut it out. You can cut out like a rounded line, you could cut out a diamond line. You can experiment with what you like, but I'm going to cut out kind of a triangle top diamond line. So now I know exactly what I'm cutting out and I'm ready to cut. Please remember how to hold your scissors correctly. You've got your thumb in the little hole and all your other fingers below it, like this. And when you cut, you always want to have your paper in the scissors mouth as far as it can go. That's the sharpest part of your scissors. If you're cutting and your paper's way out here, you can't really get much leverage with what you're doing. It doesn't cut very well, but if you're cutting and your scissors here, really works better. So I'm going to cut the inside out first. I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to make little cuts so that my scissor is barely doing this. Okay, when I make little cuts, it allows me to have more control on the shape. Notice my other hand is holding the side edge. Now you don't have to cut exactly on your lines, I rarely do, but they're like a guide for where you want to cut. Okay, always keep pushing that paper into the scissors mouth. All right, so I got the inside cut out. Now I'm going to do those special shapes on the outside. And so I have to still hold this so it stays together. I'm still going to pinch this together. And when you're cutting these, you have to be super careful not to accidentally cut off the rest of your snowflake. So if you're cutting and you need to make it a little smaller than you drew your line, that's okay. Okay, now I'm going to do this one. I'm holding it together with my finger and thumb so it stays. I made a cut. Now I'm going to take my scissors out and make another cut so they meet. It's an easy way to cut triangles out. Okay, my last cut is this inside diamond shape. All right. What I'm going to do now is open it up. This is the exciting part. So I'm going to unfold that, and I'm going to unfold this. And each time I unfold it, I try to kind of flatten out the fold a little bit. And my last fold was this one, where I folded it in half. And there is my snowflake. So fun to do, so fun to make lots of them. I hope we get some snow soon. Maybe making these snowflakes will allow us to get some snow soon. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make snowflakes. I hope you create a lot of them and have fun with this. See you next time.